going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and of course, my lovely girlfriend Maya, and we're just continuing this little trip here, so let's keep on going. We got adaptation. I know been ripping on Nick Cage lately, but you know what? He actually acts for once, like literally.
Not on this one.
You didn't like this one, did you?
No.
I love it. This is it's written by Charlie Kaufman, who would write my favorite movie of all time, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, this is kind of a tough one to explain, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's very drama, like hardcore. But I just love how they do it. Like, I don't know. Yeah, fucking brilliant. We got the Animatrix. We've yet to watch this. I'm not huge on anime at all. It's just not my bag. But yeah, we got the Matrix trilogy, and we came across this for $1. Actually, bought the entire Matrix trilogy. I came across it. Sorry, I picked it up for $1. We got the entire Matrix trilogy for $3. It was $1 a piece. So I was like, it's part of the Matrix universe. Fuck it, might as well pick it up. So I did. So don't know if it's any good or not, but I'll check it out. We got Blindness. I really dug this movie. One of those movies where you kind of see the ugly side of humanity, where what happens is a quick, rash, widespread, epidemic of blindness strikes. And I'm assuming it's worldwide. They don't really go into detail, but basically everybody, is blind except for Julianne Moore. And of course she pretends to be blind, and she, to join her husband in quarantine. And then from there, it takes off, and once again, I love seeing movies where you just see the dark side of humanity. And it gets really dark in this, so yeah, I really loved it. Good acting, good story, just really dug it. We got the Bogus Witch Project, a parody. It is $1. I saw Pauly Shore up there, and of course they got him, headlining on here like he's the big thing. What it is right after the Blair Witch Project, how everybody was like making their own rip-offs and then mostly spoofs or parodies. They took like the best. I guess what they consider the best, and like threw them all together. There's like I felt like there was more. I don't know, maybe there ain't that much. Anyways, it had quite a few. And of course, Pauly Shore is only a tiny portion. His was really bad. Like, I'm a Pauly Shore fan, but he's got to have people writing for him good. He's doing it on his own. It ain't that good. Yeah, this was crap. I'm not gonna lie. I wasted $1. I ain't gonna lie. I felt like I wasted $1 there. I didn't care for any of it. We got Bring It On again. We got the Chaos Theory. Chaos Theory, I thought this was something else, and I picked it up. Ryan Reynolds went through a period there where after he kind of left Hollywood, I wouldn't say he left Hollywood, but he quit going like mainstream with his movies. Now your shoes are in my way.
Those are your shoes.
Those are not my shoes. And he started doing like a lot of these like straight to video or limited release films, and he did a couple of thrillers, and I realized now the movie I was looking for was The Nines. I wasn't looking for it, but I thought this was The Nines, and it's not. It was some bad romantic, I'll say dramedy. It wasn't good. It really. I mean, I will applaud it for like it literally. Nah, not even applaud. Nah, it was bad. It was just shit. What you got there? The Descent. I already reviewed this. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You guys already know my reviews there. You seen this?
Oh no, did I?
Well, look at that. She don't even know if she's seen it or not. She's bashing it. That's why you can't take her credit. Can't take her review seriously. No credentials. We got High Tension. Another one we reviewed, and I fucking loved it. Thought it was awesome. Just watched it the other night, actually. A History of Violence. Really dug it. My boy David Cronenberg directed it. I knew ahead of time like this was the movie where he kind of made more of a departure from the indie scene and went more mainstream. And so I knew that going into it, and it was still good. Like, because I didn't see this one, but I saw he did Eastern Promises right after this, and it was good. I liked Eastern Promises. And once again, that was he still kind of handles psychological and dark subject matter, but it's not the body horror that, a lot of the horror fans have, grown to love from Cronenberg, but still just effing great. Yeah, I really dug it. Great performances all around. I mean, it's really awesome. And I love the fact that the story itself, I mean, it can come off as maybe it's a generic type of story, like, something you've heard, before, but they don't highlight the action as much. Like, I feel like if any other director or writer would have tried to tackle, I guess it's based on a graphic novel, and it's more just shoot 'em up action and those. And I like the fact that they don't really focus much on the action, and they focus more on, like, the drama, the dynamic, between the husband and wife on here. And I don't know, I just like that a lot better for some reason. And that's weird for me to say because I'm always more of an action junkie, but I don't know. I thought it was a really awesome choice they made, and I dug it. We got, House of the Dead. I knew this was a shit movie when I bought it. Like, I was like, I can never pronounce the dude's name. Ubal, who gives a fuck? He makes shitty movies. Anyways, I knew, like, this dude was directing it, directed it. It's notoriously just a shit film. So I was like, fuck it. Let me just get it. It's $1. I was in a very wasteful day that day, I guess. Or wasteful mood that day. I was just, like, dropping the Washingtons everywhere on shitty DVDs. Excuse me. And so anyways, I picked it up. I was like, House of the Dead. Let me see how bad it is. It's fucking bad. It's horrible. I hated seeing, like, people I like it, too, because it has, the chick from Halloween 4 and 5, the older sister, Rachel. I forget her real name, but she's in it. And then it has, Clint Howard, which, I'm not saying, like, I know Clint Howard has done shit before, but it's like, it seems like the Clint Howard movies I do watch, I tend to like. I'm like, this is fun. No, this was just bad for the sake of being bad. We got Jackass Volume 3. I have all 3 Jackass movies, but I don't have any of the TV series. If I can find Volumes 1 and 2, I'd pick them up. I don't have them, though. But yeah, I'm a fan of Jackass. That's goes without saying right there. Man, let me have that. This movie, I didn't watch for the longest time because I was just like, it doesn't have Jay and Silent Bob in it. It's a fucking... I assumed just from the trailers, it seemed like it was going to highlight the romantic aspect, like the romance aspect of the story. And so I stayed away from it for years, and then it bombed, so I was just like, well, it's a good thing I stayed away, huh? And I remember it getting, like, really shitty reviews, too. And then I finally came around and watched it. A cousin of mine was like, you need to watch it. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And when I watched it, I fucking loved it. I thought it was fucking awesome. Not the best Kevin Smith movie, but Jersey Girl, yes, I really dug the story. I think it's a very sweet story about, a single father with his kid. And that's what it's mostly about. It's mostly about their, relationship. And then, of course, they do bring... They put Liv Tyler on there like she's the second, but it's really the kid. Like, I'm sorry the little girl don't have, like, a bigger credit, but... there is a love story with Liv Tyler as well, but once again, it doesn't take over. It's not predominant. So, it has the late George Carlin in it, which is, he's always brilliant. I mean, in here, he kind of shows a lot of range. Like, he's always acted, but, it's always goofy comedies. Here, it's actually him, showing emotion, and I don't know, I thought it was well done, and I kind of hate that he got the, shitty end of the stick there. However, whatever, it's, everybody has their own personal taste, I suppose, but, like, I, for one, did not care for Chasing Amy. That's the one Kevin Smith movie I just don't like. It's not my movie. And I kind of figured this would be along the same lines, and it wasn't. It was actually really, well, what are you doing?
That was on that side.
Leave it alone. Quit touching things.
You know what? You're gonna forget.
You quit. Domestic violence. Domestic violence. All right, you win. Anyways, oh god. All right. Grow up. We gotta stop. I'm gonna kick your ass when the cameras go off. No. All right. So we got a Lifetime movie of the week all up in here. So yeah, Jersey Girl, I really dug. Yeah. It ain't gonna be for everybody. I realize that. If you're expecting Mallrats or Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, you're gonna be disappointed with Jersey Girl. Okay, we got Ju-On. This is another. I already actually reviewed this a long time ago. Like, we're going back to, like, maybe like the second episode. Like, we're going back a couple years now. But yeah, I reviewed this early on, and I loved it. You want to see my review? Check it out. Speaking of stuff we reviewed, The Loved Ones. That was more of a recent one we reviewed, but yeah, dug it. Really liked it.
Yeah.
We got The Max. Now this is
horrible. It's a piece of shit.
This one. This was a cartoon I got into when I was a kid. When it aired, I remember, and it still kind of is, but I remember as a kid watching it and thinking like, wow, this is dark. Like even as a child, I was like, this is dark. And it was part of their Liquid Television. They had Beavis and Butthead and Aeon Flux or Eon Flux, how you pronounce it. It was part of their little, television. I think it was another cartoon I'm leaving out, but the Max is one of them. And I remember me and my cousin, watching, and I started getting the comic books, and then I just kind of, I got rid of the comic books and hadn't seen the show in years, so I kind of forgot about it. It was always like, or I kind of just, kind of lost touch with it, but I always remembered it. Like and no one else remembered it. Like I'd ask people I work with or whatever, people I associate with, like, have you seen the Max? And they're like, what? And I'm like, what the fuck? Years later, I came across, we got a comic book store in a neighboring town, and they had like the entire series broken up in like 6 volumes, and I bought them all, and it's really awesome. It does kind of lose steam for me, anyways, about the midway point. Like the writer went very, I don't know, made them more emotionally driven stories and less about the surrealness. But that's what I loved about the story. It was just so surreal, and I didn't care for the comic book after a while. However, this basically covers like the first, at least in my book, the first couple volumes of the collection. It was canceled after, the first 13 episodes or whatever.
Because they freaking sucked.
Oh, you're killing me. Anyways, no, just awesome. Just really good.
It sucks.
She has no idea.
It sucks.
She liked Bring It On, which I didn't give it much of a review because that's a horrible. We got something else coming up that I'm just going to rate the shit out of, but we'll get there. Right now we got Memento. Big Nolan fan, a huge Christopher Nolan fan. And this is the movie, of course, if you guys don't know it or maybe just heard of it, this is the one that starts from the very, end of the movie and it works its way backwards. Yeah, dug it. Just awesome shit right there. A little disappointed by this one. This is a MPD Psycho. MPD stands for Multiple Personality Detective. I couldn't even...
Disorder?
No, it's detective. He's a cop. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I mean, it was directed by... It's a Japanese television show, I think. And for whatever reason, they blur out like some of the violent images. Like I don't know. It's weird. It gives you a warning on here too. Yeah, it was filmed for television, so the violent footage has been digitally masked with static, and so you get a lot of that. It's directed by, and I'm probably going to mispronounce his name, but it's Takashi Miike. I always used to call him Takashi Mike, but there's 2 I's in there, so I'm sure it throws off the entire fucking thing. And I'm a huge fan of his. I mean, I love, especially Audition and One Missed Call. And so I guess I was expecting more something along those lines. And I don't know. I mean, visually it's kind of cool, but as far as the movie goes, or the show itself goes, yeah. I probably won't pick up. It had 3 volumes in the catalog I was looking at, and I probably won't pick up the other 2 volumes. So, we got Slackers.
Yeah.
This was a movie from my childhood, and loved it. I can't say childhood. It was high school when I watched it. But I dug it. But watching it now, I can kind of see why it got shit on and was considered a bomb. I mean, it's very uneven. Like, for it being supposed to be like a slacker, dumb sex comedy, like they really go heavy on this whole like love story between the lead, who I can never pronounce his name, Devon Sawa. Is that how you pronounce it? Sawa? Anyway, it was like the love story between him and the girl, and I don't know, just they go really heavy with it. Like, I mean, I know in these movies you typically do have a love story. I get that. There's actually not a teen sex comedy without a love story, but this one just seems like they went really overboard with it. And but it was still a fun watch. It has Jason Segel in it, like a young Jason Segel. Has the older brother from the older Pete from the Adventures of Pete and Pete. He's in it. Donna from 70 Shows in it, and has a couple cameos, here and there. The best performance in this movie, the best character is Jason Schwartzman's character, and he plays this really creepy, like, fucking stalker. And actually, that's another performance that kind of, like, when I first watched it a long time ago, I just thought it was kind of funny, and that was it. But then when I rewatched it recently, I was like, my God, this guy's a fucking psychopath. Like, I don't know, to me, it seems a lot darker now that I'm watching it. But, yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, it's a dumb comedy, but,
really. Not really.
Okay, let's talk about this show, then.
It's awesome.
Oh, my God.
Hey.
Oh, you want to do this? All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Please, go for it.
Okay. It's about these two girls. They're supposed to have birth, and they didn't find out they're supposed to have birth till 16 years later. Yeah. That's about the whole story.
May I get into it, please? All right.
It's an awesome movie. Don't listen to what he says.
So this dark-haired little cunt right here, somehow she stumbles across, like she finds out that, you know, her blood type's something, and her parents are like, no, it's not. But then instead of just being a little bitch and just accepting it, she wants to investigate. So sure enough, they find out that a long time ago, her and this girl were switched at birth. So, long story short, they try to bring both families together, and it's just fucking god-awful. This little bitch right here, I fucking hate. Like, I hate her as much as I hate the entire cast of Glee. She's a whiny little cunt. She fucking whines. She just got raped in this last season, and I was like, fucking yes. I mean, I wish it would, and the thing was, it wasn't even really a rape. They're calling it a rape, but it wasn't. And I was like, no, I want that bitch to get fucking raped hardcore. Fuck this show. Fuck anybody who likes this show. And, no, it's a horrible fucking piece of shit.
It's
Switched at birth. Right there. And there's another show that I just completely got out of. We've talked about season 1. Maybe in the first video we did of these, didn't it? It was a while back, yo. I mean, it wasn't, you know, before the year break we took, but True Blood. Season 1, I mean, I once again, I told you guys, I had doubts going into it, and season 1 wasn't that bad. I mean, it turned out being, you know, fairly decent. And actually, I wanted to see season 2. And then when this season came along, about midway through, I was done with it. It was just the same bullshit that you get in Twilight. And granted, yes, you get some titties in this one. I'm sorry, that's just not enough to get me to watch an entire season. I mean, we're back to the same fucking love triangle that you had in Twilight, except this time it's, you know, a shapeshifter, vampire, and, you know, this fucking cunt. You do get the girl naked hardcore, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Anna Paquin's that hot. That's just my opinion.
It's an awesome show.
The best character, and he came back in this one. Lafayette, I like Lafayette. That's it. I don't know. I just can't. I mean, the one thing I did like about this season, I think it was this season, was you had this crazy Christian coalition like come together, and like their whole thing is like trying to exterminate the, you know, vampire, and it came across. I mean, anytime you get crazy Christians together in a storyline, I'm usually a fan of, because I like seeing them portrayed in poor light. I ain't gonna lie, it's just me. So the storyline was pretty interesting there. However, that storyline just kind of petered out. I don't know. I can't get into it. And it just ends with, the main vampire, he's disappeared. Like they had a romantic dinner, and then when Anna Paquin comes back, he's gone. And we're like, oh no, someone took him. I have no desire to see it. It just looks like, I don't know. The show's just getting horrible, and I'm hearing from a lot of people, from a majority of the people I talk to, they're all saying the same thing. Like it just kind of goes downhill and does not recover. Not saying there ain't, you know, a few fans out there who still like it, the ones I talk to, but for the most part, I have no plans on seeing the rest of them.
You are.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's the 20 for now. We'll be back tomorrow with another 20. So, all right, we are out of here. Later.